The storm clouds rolled low over the New Mexico desert, painting the sky in bruised purple as the last rays of sun bled across the mesas. Jack Mercer, a quiet cowboy who spent more time with mustangs than with men, rode toward the abandoned mission where he kept supplies. He wasn't expecting company. He never got any. But that evening, a figure stood waiting near the old stone wall. A woman, thin, beautiful in a haunting sort of way, dressed in worn buckskin with rain dripping from her braids. Her dark eyes followed Jack with a mix of fear and desperate courage. When she stepped forward, he saw she was shaking. "Cowboy, please," she whispered before he could speak. "I need help." Jack dismounted slowly. "Ma'am, what's wrong?" She swallowed hard. "My name is Kira. I am Apache. My people, gone. My home burned. Raiders took everything." Her voice cracked painfully. "No one wants me. No tribe, no man, no future." Jack's chest tightened. He had seen that emptiness before, in orphans, in widows, in men who'd lost the world they belonged to. "What can I do for you?" he asked softly. Kira lifted her chin, though her lower lip trembled. "I need a husband. Someone to protect me. Someone to give me a chance to live. I have no family, no place." Jack froze. Marriage. Out of nowhere. Kira stepped closer, tears sliding down her cheeks despite her trying to hide them. "Please, listen. I offer myself, not because of love, but because I want to survive. Winter comes. I cannot live alone. I am tired of being unwanted." Jack felt a sting in his heart, not at her request, but at the way she said the word unwanted, as though it were a weight she had carried too long. "Kira," Jack exhaled, rubbing a hand across his jaw. "You don't know me. You don't need to tie yourself to a stranger." "I know enough," she whispered. "You are kind. I watched you last week at the river. You helped an old woman gather water. You did not know anyone was watching." Jack blinked. She'd seen him. "I chose you, cowboy," she said, voice barely audible. "You are my last chance." Lightning split the sky behind her, illuminating the pain in her eyes, the strength in her posture, and the trembling hope she clung to. Jack didn't know what to say. His cabin was lonely. His life was quiet. And here stood a woman begging him not for money, not for shelter, but for a chance at survival. The rain started to fall harder, soaking her already shivering body. Jack finally spoke. "Come inside. We'll talk." Kira lowered her head, relief and exhaustion breaking through all at once. "Thank you." But neither of them knew. This desperate request for a husband was about to dig up wounds in both their lives, and open doors neither knew they needed. The storm howled through the night as Jack lit a fire inside the mission's old storeroom. Kira wrapped herself in a blanket he handed her, though she still shivered. Whether from cold or from fear, Jack couldn't tell. She watched him cautiously while he poured her warm tea. "You're safe here," Jack assured. Kira's shoulders sagged at those simple words. No one has said that to me for a long time. As she sipped the tea, Jack studied her. She held herself like a warrior, straight spine, alert eyes. But beneath that was exhaustion deep enough to drown in. After a quiet moment, Jack asked gently, "Why marriage? Why not ask for protection or a place to stay?" Kira set the cup down, her fingers trembling. "Because a woman alone has no protection. Men see me as something they can claim. If I have no husband, they will try." Her voice grew tight with remembered pain. "I have fought enough." Jack clenched his fists. He knew exactly the kind of men she was talking about. He'd seen what happened to women left unprotected on the frontier. Kira continued, voice soft. "I do not want to be alone. I want a home again. Someone to trust, even if he does not love me. Jack's breath caught. You deserve love, Kira. Not a bargain. She looked away quickly, blinking back tears. Love is a luxury for women who still have choices. The words cut Jack deeper than she intended. He understood. It wasn't romance she wanted. It was safety, rest, purpose. She simply wanted to live. But Jack also felt something else. A pull he didn't expect. He'd shut the world out for years after a tragedy he couldn't forget. He had buried his own dreams of a family. Yet here, beside the fire, was a woman whose strength shone even through her brokenness. Kira suddenly stood and bowed her head before him. If you turn me away, I will not blame you. You owe me nothing, but I have nowhere else to go. If I stay alone, I will die. Jack rose slowly, lifting her chin gently with a fingertip. You ain't dying, not while I'm alive. Her breath hitched. Then her eyes widened as something outside brushed against the building. Jack reacted instantly, pulling her behind him and grabbing his rifle. Footsteps crunched in the mud, too heavy to be deer. Kira's face drained of color. They followed me. Jack peered through the crack in the wall. 3 shadowy figures approached, rifles visible in the lightning flashes. Raiders, the same men who destroyed her home. Jack turned to Kira, voice low and steady. Get behind the crates. Don't move. She obeyed without a word, clutching her blanket as if it were armor. Jack stepped outside into the storm, rifle ready. If those men wanted Kira, they were going to have to go through him. Rain poured in sheets as Jack faced the 3 raiders advancing through the mud. Thunder rolled across the desert like war drums. The tallest raider stepped forward, smirking. You got something of ours, Cowboy, he shouted. A little Apache woman who thought she could run. Jack didn't lower his rifle. She's not yours. The man laughed. Everything out here is ours, land, horses, women. Jack's jaw clenched. Not this one. Another raider raised his gun. Move aside, Mercer. We ain't here to kill you unless we gotta. Jack's voice dropped to a dangerous calm. You're gonna have to. Inside the mission, Kira covered her mouth, tears mixing with rainwater dripping from her hair. She watched Jack through a crack in the wall, praying he wouldn't die because of her. Lightning flashed, a gun fired. Jack dove behind a barrel, returning fire. The raiders scattered, shouting as bullets ripped through the storm-dark air. Jack moved with precision, protecting the doorway, protecting Kira. One raider fell, hit in the leg. Another tried flanking the mission. Jack caught him with a clean shot. The leader remained, snarling in rage. You'd risk your life for a woman who ain't even yours? He roared. Jack stepped forward, eyes blazing. She asked me for help. That's reason enough. The raider charged. Jack fought him hand to hand in the mud, fists slamming, boots slipping. They wrestled violently, lightning illuminating every brutal moment. The raider reached for his knife. But Jack was faster. He slammed the man into the ground, wrenching the knife away and pinning him. Leave, Jack growled, and never come for her again. Broken and bleeding, the raider stumbled to his horse and fled into the night. Silence followed, heavy, rain-soaked, trembling. Jack staggered inside, soaked and exhausted. Kira ran to him, falling to her knees, hands shaking as she checked him for wounds. Jack, are you hurt? He cupped her face with muddy hands. I'm okay. You're safe. Her tears burst free as she pressed her forehead to his chest. Why? Why did you do this for me? Jack's voice softened. Because no one should walk this world thinking they're unwanted. Kira's breath caught painfully. He lifted her chin. You asked me for a husband. Not out of love, but out of need. He paused. But I can't marry someone out of fear. If you stay with me, it has to be because you want to, not because you're running. Kira wiped her tears with trembling fingers. I want to stay, she whispered. Not because I am afraid, but because with you, I feel alive again. Jack's heart thudded painfully. Kira. She took his hand, placing it over her heart. If you will take me, I choose you. Jack exhaled shakily, then pulled her into his arms, holding her not as a protector or rescuer, but as a man finally letting himself feel again. You ain't unwanted, he murmured. Not anymore. The storm eased outside. The first calm after days of running. Inside the old mission, a broken cowboy and a desperate Apache woman forged something real, something fierce, something born not from fear, but from hope.